Hey, what up, it's Pat. In this video, we're gonna see if freestyle rap tips on Google are any good. And there's one article that I've seen for a long time on WikiHow, but I haven't really analyzed it or broken it down. So I thought it'd be cool to break down these how to freestyle rap tips you would find searching on Google, to share my opinion. And if you like this kind of content, make sure to give this video a like, and that will help other people see this video. So the first thing they say is rhyming your first rhymes. Okay, so it starts out with basically telling you to rhyme. And what I recommend is the 2 golden rules when you're starting out learning how to freestyle. Don't worry about rhyming and keep going if you mess up. When you focus on rhymes starting out, it's really easy to mess up and then quit because you aren't comfortable flowing over a beat. But if you focus on rhymes, it's really easy to get stuck and feel depressed about your skills because you're focusing on rhyming instead of just practicing being vocal and flowing over the beat. And you can be vocal just making noises. You can be vocal just telling your story without worrying about rhyming. So this first tip, I don't really agree with. Already not really agreeing with this. It says to watch a lot of freestyling. And Notorious B.I.G., I think he mostly used raps that he wrote. I'm sure he's pretty good at freestyling. Eminem, he could freestyle off the top. Mostly he does stuff that he wrote. Kanye can freestyle. Mostly he does stuff that he writes too. So listening isn't as important as practicing, and the way you practice is don't worry about rhyming. Keep going if you mess up. Next tip, let's see. Start with a beat. Get a beat without any words online. Okay, I agree with that. You need a beat. Ideally, you pick your favorite type of beats that inspire some kind of feeling, some kind of emotion. The more inspiring the beat is, the easier it's going to be to freestyle and be passionate about freestyling over the beat. So I do agree with that. And I think they talk about counting to 4 over the beat. That's great too. Counting to 4, bobbing your head 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really good for freestyling and getting comfortable flowing on the beat. All right, tip 3, they say improvise. Once you've gotten a feel for the beat and you've exhausted your rhymes, take steps towards a freestyle. Repeat a line you've already written, but make yourself come up with a new rhyme for the second line. Okay, so what I recommend for freestyling is not using pre-written lines. You might be able to start off with one line that you wrote and then go off from the freestyle like that. But really, most people who want to learn how to freestyle rap, they want to learn how to freestyle rap off the top. You want to learn how to freestyle anything. You want to be able to freestyle in any situation. And if you're relying on pre-written lines, it's really easy for people to catch you not being able to freestyle off the top. And the whole goal of learning how to freestyle is to be able to come up with off the top, not being perfect. Like this says, remember, no one's listening. This is all you, you're by yourself. I agree with that. But starting out, you want to just maybe freestyle about your day, freestyle about things around you, but don't worry about making rhyme lists right away. Most people, their biggest fear is just being vocal over a beat out loud. And most people get stuck in a notebook and they're not being vocal at all. So the most important thing is to be vocal, all right? So number 4, it says stop thinking. If you think too much, your next line, you're going to trip up. I agree with this one. So when you're starting out freestyling, biggest problem people have is judging themselves too harshly. And all that judgment keeps them from being comfortable freestyling. So if you're judging yourself and you're overthinking, it's kind of like the analysis paralysis that can really stop you. So I agree with number 4. Instead of spending all your time thinking too much, it's better to allow yourself to just go on crazy tangents. Don't even worry if it makes sense, because again, the biggest fear for most people is being vocal over the beat when starting out. So just starting to make noises and starting to flow is really important. I have a free rap flow course below that will help you get comfortable with this, because again, that's the biggest fear. So I have a free rap flow course that'll help you break through that fear. A lot of people are saying amazing things about it. Totally free below. But yeah, not thinking is good, not worrying about what you're saying. Later on, when you're editing your freestyles, you can overthink it, but when you're starting out, don't worry about that. Number 5, keep flowing. Even if you make a mistake, train yourself to keep going. All right, this is my second golden rule. So yeah, I agree with this one. You want to keep flowing. You want to keep going. No matter if you mess up, no matter if you stop, you want to keep going. Oh, developing your freestyles. Turn your starter lines into punchlines. The best way to increase the speed of your flow and improve your freestyle game is by reversing the way you work. Not really sure what this means. Make yourself start with a new line and work toward that line you've already written that you know is good. One thing you can do is start with the punchline. I'm not sure what they meant by turn started lines. Like if there's something you really want to say, with starting out freestyling, I would not worry about punchlines. Punchlines comes later for battling. First, you need to get comfortable flowing over a beat. beat. Because if you're in a battle and you're not comfortable flowing, when you mess up and you stop, then you're gonna look bad. But as long as you mess up and you keep going, you're not gonna look as bad. People might not even notice that you messed up if you keep going. Punchlines will come later for more when you're more advanced at freestyling. And yes, it is good to start with the last thing you wanna say and then go back from there and try to see how to get that. Just like, Dave Chappelle recommends with comedy, start with the punchline where you wanna go. Developing your freestyles. Number 2, play with words. In the beginning, it makes the most sense to freestyle around hard end rhymes, bear, slant rhymes. Starting out, don't worry about people. Starting out, overthink slant rhymes and all the other stuff. Most people starting out just need to get comfortable flowing over a beat. It's not about being perfect, it's getting comfortable being musical over the beat. Free course below to help you with that. But the most important thing is just being musical and being vocal over the beat, because most people get stuck just freestyling in their head and not freestyling out loud. And so don't worry about these rhymes. Your brain naturally wants to rhyme. So when you're not worrying about rhyming, you'll find that rhymes start coming naturally. But if you force yourself not to rhyme, then your body's gonna start to crave it. Your brain's gonna start to crave rhyming, and it's gonna be a lot easier. Develop similes. Okay, similes, this is more for writing, not really for freestyling. For freestyling, like you could talk about, oh, I'm like this. Then when you're freestyling, you can think about what you're like. I'm like Godzilla, I'm the king of New York, like metaphors, you could do stuff like that. So that's true. Number 4, be yourself. Okay, I agree with this one. You wanna be yourself. A lot of people get stuck trying to rap about what other people are rapping about, and that's where they get stuck, because they're like, I don't really connect with that subject, so maybe I like the beat, but I'm not really connecting. Maybe I don't have any hoes and I don't have a lot of money. Rap about what you do have. Or you could manifest things that you want, speak what you want into existence by, faking it till you make it. You could do that, but it's usually a lot easier to focus on how you really feel. If you feel sad, you feel depressed, whatever, thinking about the death of somebody, thinking about a recent breakup, rap about that. You don't have to be hard all the time, Freestyle in front of some friends. This is really good. Having a group of friends that you can freestyle with is so key. Having a group of friends that you could practice with, you guys could all vibe with each other, people who are really positive and supportive, people who aren't judgmental, because there should never be any judgment in a freestyle session. It should be fun. Just everybody should feel safe expressing themselves, expressing their feelings. And we have a private freestyle group for our members, which really helps people like to be able to freestyle. Yeah, I totally recommend having a friend. Like for me, I had my brother, we would drive around and we would just freestyle battle back and forth, and it was all love because we knew we were just messing around, joking around. He would do hard punchlines at me, I would do hard punchlines about his girlfriends back at him, and that's fun. So I definitely agree with that. Building vocabulary. A lot of people get stuck with this, like they think their vocabulary is not big enough. I have another video about this, but you already have so much vocabulary. If you're in school and all you got to do to access different parts of your vocabulary in your brain is to switch subjects. You talk about dinosaurs, talk about space, talk about girls, talk about all different types of stuff. Just switch subjects and you'll find that you have new sets of vocabulary. When you're worried about vocabulary, that's usually just an excuse and a fear holding you back, because I promise you have thousands of words in your mind, thousands of ways to put these words together. You're just kind of getting stuck with judging yourself and being scared to be vocal out loud. So the number one thing you need to do is just practice being vocal, practice being musical, practice having fun, and trust that you already have these words in you. Yes, you can always read and get more information, but starting out, your main thing you want to break through is just being vocal, so work on that. Reading is good, but don't worry about reading until you can already freestyle. Make sure you can already freestyle. You already know how to read, don't worry about that. You already have words. A lot of people use reading and rhyming dictionaries as an excuse. You don't need this. People say make lists of rhyme words when you're freestyling. I think your brain naturally wants to rhyme. You don't need to overthink this. I feel like this is overcomplicating it. Later on in your writing, you can use rhyme dictionaries when you're writing raps, but freestyling, don't worry about it. And writing raps does help your freestyles. The more raps that you write, the more you'll understand how different words work together. But always remember, you have to learn how to trust yourself. Your brain naturally wants to rhyme, so trust that. So that's pretty much it. So those are the freestyle tips. I broke them down. I hope you liked that video. Make sure to take my free course below. It'll help you get vocal over the beat, because most new rappers, their hardest thing is being vocal and just getting out of their head, getting stuck freestyling their head, but not freestyling out loud. So make sure to take my free course below. That'll really help you out. And I have more training, optional training if you want that too. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to like this video because it'll help other people see it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.